Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Cabricolian Rail Lines West Wall Project Part 4. Today we're going to be answering some questions that arose from Part 3. And I figure good time right now, let's test out what we're doing and make sure it is all going to work. And with me today I have the Cole out of Cabricolian Rail Lines. Come on in there, Cole.
Hi.
There's Cole. He's one of our partners here. There's Cole, Brayton, Cameron, and myself, and that's where you get the name Cabricolian Rail Lines. So Cole is here today to help us out. And how do you like railroading, Cole?
Good.
Yeah, it's a fun hobby, isn't it?
Yes.
Would you recommend it to other children as a good hobby?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good man. All right, well, why don't you come on over here and we'll get right down to what we're doing, and that is addressing some questions. And I guess the first comment that came from the other day, it was from Paul Weber on Train Life. It's a website, very good website. If you get some time, maybe just stop by trainlife.com and have a look. It's a friendly site. Everybody's there to help each other, and I recommend it. Okay, Paul is asking about coming down the wall here. He's noticing that when we're doing this turnout here, we are awful close to the edge, and we are. It's about a 3.5 foot drop from the top to the bottom, and asking about some sort of a railing. He'd hate to see the trains coming off, and I would hate that too, Paul. So what we actually have planned is from the wall back here, we're going to start coming out and around, and I want to curve this part of it. And plus we got to miss the door anyway, but I want to curve this part of it because the sky doesn't have corners. The sky in background, you pan across there, it's all curved. And then we're going to come down here, but I want it to drop, so it's not going to be as high as the 3 or 4 foot in the background. It's going to come down to probably about 10-12 inches. Start at 2 foot, go down to 12 inches, and be about 10 and even 8 maybe right in here. And all we want to do is just offer some protection to the trains coming around the corner, but I don't want to block myself off by not being able to reach into our layout, because you want to have access to every piece of your layout. So if I have something in this far corner here that I can't get over the top of, and I have a problem in there, I really have a problem. So I'm going to have to be walking over top of my layout or crawling over top, and that is hard on scenery. So just keeping that in mind when you are doing your your backdrops and your enclosing stuff in, make sure you always account for access. Okay, another tip of the day, I guess, would be from who is it? Fogman G27, and he was on the YouTube website. Oh, let's steady this camera here, and his was to do with the channeling I was doing in here. And what he suggests is, on the I guess it'd be your left side of that channel, cut out the styrofoam right there, cut it right off, and then channel it on the other side. Make your width say 3 inches, cut it again, and then you have a piece out of the center, and then take that piece and mark it at, if you want the final 1 inch and down to 0, you mark it 1 inch to 0, and take a knife, cut it out, put it back in, a little bit of glue, and you got the job done. And that is a very good tip, and it's an easy way to do it. There's probably, I don't know, 10 ways to do it, but that's an easy one, so thanks very much for that tip. And the final one we're going to talk about today, it comes from Mindy.com, and she's part of the YouTube group as well, and her concern was the turnout we have. And at the turnout, we are headed downhill here. And what we're going to do is take the turnout and actually reverse our angle. So the main track is going downhill, we're going to turn out and then start climbing again. And Mindy's concern was, are we going to have uncoupling problems? And I thought about that, and I thought, okay, well, I've got it going flat enough, I thought, for maybe about a foot, say 12 to 18 inches, and then it would start to rise again. But does that give us enough space, or are we going to have uncoupling problems? So with that in mind, I thought today what we're going to do is we're going to add some track to this section, and let's just bring some box cars. Unfortunately, I'm not wired up just right at this present time, but maybe bring some box cars and some other cars in. Let's roll them down the track, pull them through the turnout and see if we got an uncoupling problem. If we got an uncoupling problem, it's time to rethink what we're doing and maybe moving this turnout farther back along the track. Now we do have a lot of choices here. If I can get around here, we do have a lot of choices. We could even come actually on this side of the tunnel and branch from the track in there. Because the line is coming from the south of the house, we could cut the line prior to even coming through the wall here and have a second line coming out that hugs right up close to the tunnel, around, carries on down, and back to where we are. So we do have options. If this one fails, we do have options, but it's a good time now to test it. And so thanks very much, Mindy. What we're going to do, I'm going to cut it off now. We're going to join in this section. We're going to put some track on it, and we're going to test it out. We'll see you in a bit. All right, welcome back. And what we've done, we've finished our, I guess, putting our test track together here. And unfortunately, we're not running diesels right now, but what we did do was run some cars through it at a fair good clip. And guess what? We did have a bit of a problem coming out of that turnout. Our angle was just, I guess, a little too much to reverse it. So what we did was we lowered it a little bit. But in doing so, by lowering this part right in here, it made the angle of climb in this part way too high. So all we've done is gone through and we've taken our styrofoam, we've cut it right down and got rid of that inch climb that we had in there and just dropped our board down to there. So what we're going to be doing is leaving that like that. We'll cut out the gap in the styrofoam, put it back, and then start climbing from this point through the styrofoam, and we'll go across the trestle there, steadily climbing, and we'll be out to 2 inches right about there. So it's a good thing to discover now, and you know, it's better to do it now and find out we had a bit of a problem, a bit of a mistake, than to find out after we're all done. The next big thing is wiring this track in and doing it kind of on a permanent basis, because it's kind of just stuck together right now. But as we close off here, you know, thank you very much to Mindy.com for noticing that we might have had too much of an angle in there. So just an alert viewer, and we're grateful for that. We're grateful for all your comments. We're grateful for your emails. So keep them coming, and what we'll do is we'll close this off now. I'll post it on the internet. You can have a look at it. And if you have any other comments, please be sure to send me a comment either in YouTube, put it on Train Life, or send it through my Hotmail address, which is kenjak, KENNJAK .com, I'm sorry. And what I'll do is I'll put my email as the very last frame. Thanks for watching again, and take care.